All right, let's talk about something that so many of us face, finding a great place to live in a city as vibrant and busy as Dhaka. Today, we're diving into a really smart solution that's changing the game for a lot of people. We're going to break down how to not just survive, but actually thrive in a studio apartment. This might just be the smartest move you'll ever make. Let's get right into it.
So, does this question hit home? If you're looking for your very first place in Dhaka, it's a huge, exciting step. But let's be honest, it can also feel completely overwhelming, right? You are definitely not alone in feeling that way.
And these frustrations, they're totally real. You're up against rents that seem to be constantly skyrocketing. The traffic can feel like a part-time job in itself. And honestly, the idea of cleaning and managing a huge apartment, it can feel more like a burden than a dream. It all just adds up to a whole lot of stress.
But what if there's a better, smarter way to do this? Well, that's exactly what we're going to map out for you. First, we'll dig into the real challenges of renting in Dhaka. Then, we'll introduce the studio apartment as the perfect solution. After that, we'll get practical. We're talking the best locations and what you can expect to pay. Then, the fun part, how to make that small space feel amazing. And finally, we'll show you why starting small is actually a huge advantage.
Okay, first things first. Before we can find a solution, we have to really understand the problem. So, welcome to Section 1, Dhaka's Renting Challenge. I mean, think about it. The city is just humming with energy. You've got students pouring in for university, young professionals kicking off their careers, freelancers building their empires, and new couples starting their lives together. They're all searching for a place to call home, but one that doesn't drain their bank account or their energy. The old-school, traditional apartment just isn't cutting it for everyone anymore.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 2, the studio apartment solution. You know, this isn't just about getting a smaller place, it's about finding a smarter home.
So what exactly is a studio apartment? It's pretty simple, really. Picture one open, flexible space, usually somewhere between 300 and 600 square feet. Your living area, your bedroom, and your kitchen all share this main room, with the bathroom being the only separate space. It's all about maximum efficiency in a compact package.
So why is this such a brilliant idea for a city like Dhaka? It really comes down to four massive wins. First, the rent is way more affordable, even in great locations. Second, less space means way less to clean and maintain, which equals less stress. Third, you can afford to live closer to work or school, saving you precious hours on your commute. And finally, it kind of gently pushes you toward a more minimalist lifestyle, which, let me tell you, can be a huge mental relief in a beautifully chaotic city like Dhaka.
Now, you might be asking, is this for me? Well, it's an absolutely perfect fit for students who want to be close to campus. It's ideal for young professionals and freelancers who need to be near the action. It's a fantastic starting point for couples without kids, and it's also a great option for expats who are looking for an affordable, easy-to-manage base in the city.
Okay, so you're warming up to the idea. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty in Section 3. We're talking about where you should actually be looking and, more importantly, what it's going to cost you.
Dhaka has some real hotspots for studio living. For students, Bashundhara R is a no-brainer. If you're looking for something more premium, maybe closer to corporate offices, you've got Gulshan. Uttara is super practical and well-connected, especially with the metro rail. Then you've got the buzzing, lively vibe of Banani, the creative energy of Dhanmondi, and of course, the super budget-friendly areas like Bada and Rampur.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Let's talk actual numbers. Just take a look at the range of monthly rents here. It's incredible. You can find places for as low as 12,000 taka in an area like Bada, and then on the other end, you could be paying up to 70,000 in a prime spot in Gulshan. This gives you a fantastic, real-world snapshot of the market.
And this chart just drives that point home. It's so clear. Look at the huge difference. On one side, you've got Gulshan climbing all the way up to 70,000 BDT, and on the other, you have Bada or Rampura, which generally top out around 30,000 BDT. The takeaway here is massive. Your choice of neighborhood is going to have a giant impact on your wallet.
So, you've found the perfect spot in the right neighborhood. Now, for the fun part. Section 4, making a small space home. This is where we go from just surviving in a small apartment to absolutely thriving. The magic here is all in the little tricks. You don't have to be an interior designer, I promise. Using light colors on your walls literally bounces light around and creates an illusion of space. Multi-purpose furniture is your absolute best friend. Think vertically for storage. Use those walls. Keep your windows clear to let in all that beautiful natural light. And a simple area rug can do wonders to create different zones in your single room.
Let's get even more specific. A Murphy bed that folds up into the wall? That's a classic for a reason. It's genius. A sofa bed transforms your living room into a bedroom in seconds, a desk that mounts to the wall, an ottoman that doubles as storage, and of course, tall vertical shelving units. These aren't just suggestions. They're pretty much essential for smart studio living.
Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. This is the one question everybody asks. It's one big space, so what on earth do you do about privacy, especially if you live with a partner or have friends over? It's a totally valid concern, but believe me, there are some really slick solutions.
Here's how you do it. A simple curtain track on the ceiling or a stylish folding screen can create an instant room divider. A tall, open bookshelf can create a visual wall between your sleeping and living areas without blocking light. And don't forget about sound. Soft things like rugs and fabric wall hangings can actually help absorb sound and create a greater sense of separation. And that brings us to our final and maybe most important section. Section 5, your smart first step. This is all about changing how we think about a starter home.
I just love this quote from our source material because it perfectly captures the whole philosophy. Starting small doesn't mean compromising, it means living smart. It's a total mindset shift, from thinking about what you're giving up to what you're gaining.
So what are the big takeaways here? Let's boil it down. Studio apartments are affordable and so much easier to manage. The key to making it work is using your space smartly. Remember, less maintenance directly translates to less stress. And most importantly, choosing a studio is a strategic, intelligent first move on your journey to independent city living.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. When you shrink your rent, shorten your commute, and reduce your daily stress, what happens? You free up your most valuable resources, your time, your money, and your mental energy. You can then invest all of that into your career, your hobbies, your relationships, into your life. So could a smaller home actually be the key to unlocking a much, much bigger life? It's definitely something worth thinking about.